My name is Dale Roberts. I'm painting in encaustic primarily. I'm from upstate New York, a little town called Waterville. My wife and two boys and I live in Norristown, Pennsylvania, and most of these paintings generate from either Philadelphia or upstate New York, and on some occasion, like the one behind me, from Monhegan Island in Maine. Well, what interested me in encaustic painting was a lifelong interest in tactile surfaces. I was playing around with wax at a very young age. I've been drawing since I was 5 years old, seriously since I was maybe 13. Studied the old masters all through my life. Was profoundly influenced and interested in Johannes Vermeer. He would be my mentor in terms of art history. Went to school at Rochester Institute of Technology. At RIT, I studied the basic foundations and fundamentals of drawing and painting. Then I came down to Philadelphia area, studied at Tyler School of Art. I became interested in the encaustic process. I had some faculty members there that spoke of it, and one in particular named Roger Anliker, who had a great deal of impact on my training and spoke at length of encaustic and the medium and what it was about. I was there for 2 years, and I studied oil, pastel, watercolor, gouache, egg tempera, and was exposed to encaustic only verbally. And then I graduated. And upon graduation, I decided I needed to start to learn about something new and different. So I pursued encaustic. And at the beginning, I was painting in muffin tins and little small palettes, getting together anything I could to make the wax warm and heat it up. I lived in a small apartment in Germantown, and one particularly hot summer I was learning about encaustic, and I had a heating element that I would hold in one hand with an asbestos glove and warm over the surface of the panel and play and learn. I would say it was about 10 years before I had an encaustic painting that I could exhibit. Along the way there were lots of trials and plenty of errors, half-done paintings that just melted and went away. But I'm rather dogged in my pursuit, and being from upstate New York, where there's more snow than we've even enjoyed this year, one has to be an optimist, and one has to have some Yankee ingenuity and stamina and a little bit of thick-headedness, and I had plenty of that. And I think honestly that's what pushed me over the edge to work with encaustic in the way I do. My life in upstate was much more Rockwellian and very simple. Just had an idyllic kind of childhood. Spent probably 70 to 80% of my life outdoors, which I think has a lot to do with my landscape interest. I had a very supportive family. They could see that I had something about me that was a passion that had happened early in life and it looked like it was going to continue.
How long have you been married?
Well, we're coming up on 24 years this month. Thank you. It's wonderful. It's been an amazing 24 years.
And are you an artist as well, or?
I'm an artist in music, so I'm just a musical guy of the family, so.
What do you play?
Oboe and piano.
My name is Peter Bergman. I do all his framings. So, in a little way, I feel like I'm part of this art show.
Extremely talented, an amazing craftsman. He impresses me all the time. I could sit there and listen to him talk, and it's been 24 years, and I can still enjoy hearing him speak about his work. It's a part of our life, so yeah.
You realize how many artists are just thinking, why isn't my life like that?
That's a very sweet thing to say.
He does the great work, and all I try to do is enhance it a little bit, but no one appreciates him more than I do. He's a great son-in-law. He knows that we really appreciate him in the family.
Is your dad's example as a creative person?
Yes, I can. Even the way he acts is creative. It's nice.
Is your father a pretty happy guy?
Oh yeah, it's all the time. You can see nice dad. He's happy guy. He loves to paint. He'll be out there for hours, but then I get to go out there and say hi to him and do music.
I love to just look at the effects of light on buildings, landscapes. When I'm doing cityscapes, I spend a lot of time thinking about the way light and nature encroaches on what man has put there and how what man has done encroaches on nature. I think a lot about the poetry in these everyday situations, these things that you drive past, and noticing that there are things about them that just grab me and have me riveted. My process involves drawing on site. I spend a lot of time with my sketchbooks and gouache paints and watercolors and pastels out in front of various landscape elements, and then I come back to the studio and I work and I rework. Sometimes I bring the panels out on site and heat them up, bring blow torches with me and work like that, and then I'll come back to the studio again and work and refine and continue. Typically I might have 10 or 11 paintings going on at the same time. I'll work from one to the next, and if the light is right one day, I'll go back out to the spot and I'll say, oh, it's just what I need today to go investigate. These paintings are kind of a continuing dialogue between paint and vision, metaphor. I'm so interested in the quality of the paint and what it can do, how it feels to put on. And it's actually influenced the way I think and see. I sort of see in a sculptural, quasi-color block way now. When I'm out looking around, I think, how would this translate? I just find the whole art world to be endlessly fascinating. Whether it's abstract painting, painting from life, to me, anyone who is pursuing that kind of excellence and creativity is someone who's worth investigating, somebody who's worth talking to.
Make your living from doing art?
Not quite. I actually work at the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit. I manage a warehouse for special needs kids, and my typical day starts out at 4 a.m. I wake at 4, I turn my paints on, I turn the coffee pot on at the same time, and I go out to paint from 4 until about 7 in the morning. That's every day. And then in the evenings, from typically 5 or so until 7, when I have shows coming, I'll work. Weekends, I'll work when I can. I have a very supportive family. My wife will take my boys away on vacation sometimes and give me a whole week to work, during which time I'll forget what day it is, and then I'm at my happiest.
It's been a good life. It's been a good marriage. And being in the arts is not easy. It's a sacrifice. And it's something that we knew that we'd do this from the very beginning. So it has been, in a sense, our goal, our family.
It's an endless interest that I have in encaustic.